Is Jesus Christ God? That is the question, isn't it? You see, this question is as old as the person Jesus himself. The people of his time questioned it. A few centuries after he left this world, people questioned it. Around the 7th century, it was still a question. And with this growing sense of secularism and atheism today, it is still a question. For many people like myself, Jesus Christ is God. He's very, very much God. For the Pharisees, he was just another controversial, law-breaking, false prophet, blasphemer. I would say that is the most controversial if that's the case. For the Muslims, somehow, even though Muhammad never met him, never saw him, never actually saw his immediate eyewitnesses or the other eyewitnesses or even the apostles after the other apostles, Muhammad, in his own wisdom and knowledge, came up with the idea that Jesus is just a prophet of God. Apparently, that's what Allah told him. All right, no problem. Who knows? And to the atheists, well, there is no God. So Jesus Christ is just some guy who was really maybe good at his time. Some don't even believe that he even existed. And to some even to some Christians, to my fellow brethren, I don't even know if I should call them brethren because I don't know. I think this is the core value of Christianity. Well, let me just say that. To some fellow Christians, some followers of Christ, some followers of Jesus Christ is not God. For example, to the Jehovah's Witness, he is the first created being of God, hence why it's called the Son of God. Well, that's actually a title. He is actually the Son of God and still God. But let's leave that. In fact, some Jehovah's Witnesses actually believe that Jesus Christ is just an archangel. That's an actual conclusion. They read the Bible, they made their Bible, and they came up with the idea that this guy is not even just God. He's actually the Archangel Michael. Sola Scriptura. Okay, let's go. Now, and to some modern day historians like Bart Ehrman, a New Testament scholar and professor of religious studies, funny how he's an atheist, he believes firmly that yes, Jesus Christ did exist. In fact, Bart Ehrman claims that only ignorant people would say Jesus never existed. So he believes strongly that this guy existed. He's the most attested figure in antiquity. If to say Christ did not exist is to say, even I who is speaking to you, probably I don't even exist. But Bart Ehrman still claims that Jesus Christ was not a deity. In fact, he believes that the deity of Christ was a made-up thing that came up much more after his death. He believes that Jesus Christ's disciples, his followers, his apostles never even believed Jesus Christ was God. And it just became only prominent much more later, and that's why it's only really visible in the Gospel of John. Because the Gospel of John is quite clear. It has very clear quotes like from the very beginning. In the beginning was the Word, and the Word was with God, and the Word was God. He goes on to say, Jesus speaking says, "Before Abraham, I was." Or Jesus even saying, "I and the Father are one." These are very, very famous go-to quotes used by many Christians to prove that Jesus is in fact God. Because they are somewhat the clearest. But Bart believes that since John is the latest gospel to be written, and the only gospel to have this clear traits, then it's most likely made up. It's a legend, it's a myth. Well, I can't blame him. I can't blame him. Because Bart Ehrman is an atheist. So he doesn't have the Holy Spirit, the Spirit of truth. So therefore, he cannot see the truth. And honestly, if some lay people just go up to him and just listen to what he's saying, they might actually just come up and say, this guy makes sense. And they will say something like, well, if Jesus Christ is God, why can't we prove it with other gospels? And, some Christians, they start to shake, But fortunately, guys, by the power of the Holy Spirit, some of us enter our solo leveling aura. And we can definitely prove to you that he is God and my God everywhere. You know what I'm saying? So having said this, guys, I want to first start by clarifying that yes, Jesus Christ is God. I mean, it's so clear. I mean, it's so clear that we don't even need John to tell us. Like, if there was no Gospel of John, we will be good. We can go to Matthew, we can go to Mark, we can go to Luke, we can go to the epistles, we can go to Revelations, we can go to the early Christian beliefs, we can go to the Old Testament. But just because of the sake of structure, right? Because of right now, I will take my time to prove the deity of Christ through the Gospel of Matthew. One chapter at a time, step by step. But guys, this is just an introductory video, so I won't start now. But in my next video, we move. We go to Matthew chapter 1 and we see how Jesus Christ is God. With all chapters, well, maybe not all chapters, but at least with about 18 chapters, we can do that. So I'll leave this here. Just lay a foundation. And I want you to please, I'm going to ask a question, and I want you to please make your research and answer this question. All right, now here is the question. If you have doubts that Jesus Christ is in fact God, 2 questions. Why did the Pharisees kill Jesus? Ask yourself that question. I want you to go and actually try to get that. Number 2, what was the crime that Jesus was charged with by the Pharisees? So these are 2 questions. Why did they kill him? And what was his crime? I'm telling you guys, if you make an unbiased research towards this questions, believe me, just believe me, you get somewhere. I promise you. If you just say, okay, no, forget everything, let me just answer these questions, unbiased, you get somewhere. All right, guys, so we'll see you again in the next video, and we'll start the next video proving the deity of Christ through the Gospel of Matthew. God bless you. One love. Christ is God.